up. And if he manages to change the Mana Muni into the Muramana, his pokes are going to be so deadly coming into the late game, especially with the sieges. And coupled with the piercing arrow from Varus, it's going to be very scary to actually defend sieges against full Lewis.
Sure will be. So apologies for that. For some reason, it decided not to tell me that we were going back into the game. That we're going to see Azubu Taipei snipers walk over a ward, invading into the red buff of Neolution Esports Full Lewis here. And any wards you do see on this map are 3-minute wards. There's no explore wards in this game. Both supports opted not to pick them up. SOFM does get the Q off onto Thresh here. Not going to go through with it though. Nice arrow coming in from Violet there. Just see a needly spear chunking down Jace a little bit, just deterring him away there, but TPS are quite content with getting those 2 wards off into the jungle of Full Lewis.
Yeah, so Full Lewis had the vision, but they were not confident enough to actually go in to engage the Azubu Taipei snipers. This allowed the snipers to just put in some deep wards and kind of spot out the jungle path of SOFM. And it seems that both junglers are going to start at the blue buffs and just carry on their regular merry way through the jungle. So I also noticed that Full Lewis has decided to opt for the lane swap, and let's just see if Azubu Taipei snipers decide to go for the lane swap as well, making it a 2v2 conventional lane up in the top. But it seems that they will, because Zonda has decided to blue pill back, and we will have got JJ. No, we will not have got JJ and Awe up in the top lane. So it seems that the snipers want to opt for that 2v1.
So it did look like Renekton stopped, Zonda stopped to teleport as soon as he saw that the 2v1 is going up to that top lane. But he continued to teleport once again once he found out that Varus and Fiddlesticks are not shoving the lane hard. Instead, they're just holding it there, went back to base. Took his time, ran back up to the top lane. We're going to see Lucian and Thresh get to the lane a little bit late. It'll be interesting to see though if Lolita started pushing that bottom lane at all, because if he has, he might be in a little bit of trouble from freezing. Awe though gonna go get some damage down onto Lolita. Has that death sentence, will miss though. Lolita gonna get some good damage back down onto that support Thresh there. Thought JJ has the option of freezing this one, but decided not to, pushes it back into the cannon instead.
Yeah, and it seems that on both sides, I think they are quite happy with the 2v1, because Neolution Esports Full Lewis was the one that decided to make the lane swap, and in response, the snipers also want that 2v1, so they have kind of a plan coming in, and we do have next ABC up against Shin, Nidalee versus Jace. So it's the matchup that you wanted. Let's just see how this lane is going to play out.
Matchup that I wanted based on the information of a person whose name I cannot pronounce very well at all. Teach me the ways of the silent J.
The silent J.
I cannot say it. I cannot say it for the love of my life. But we're going to have Lolita here try and farm it out against the 2v1 lane. I think that both these laners, just going to be a really huge skill-based matchup. We're going to see Shin here gets ganked by Wind, though gets a lot of good damage down onto her. I don't think that was the right decision to get back in with that hammer form. SOFM does get the kick down onto Wind. There's not much he can do. Cocoon does miss though. Good damage back down to Wind, but now Shin's in a lot of trouble. Fiddlesticks gonna come down and help out. The last auto attack coming with the next ABC does not do anything. He flashed for that one. The first blood will go to SOFM. The shield from the safeguard coming in from Lee Sin was just enough to block the auto attack damage coming in from Nidalee, and that's why ganking from Nidalee early on is, you just can't do too much. I mean, they got good damage onto Shin. That would have definitely forced him out of lane, but they just weren't able to kill him.
Yeah, and a great rotation coming down from Mew. He's able to actually go in for the flash, get the fear off onto next ABC, and allow SOFM to actually just take that kill for himself.
So SOFM, sorry. Shin here will be able to pick up that double Doran's Blade with the Fairy Charm, possibly building into a tier as soon as he possibly can. That double Doran's Blade though should help him in but help him in sort of getting some lane control against Nidalee here, on which he was already stronger against.
Yeah, you could see that earlier we had Shin actually going in with the hammer form, just trying to clear out the wave as much as possible, leveling up. So if he does get the level advantage onto next ABC before he actually hits the Cougar form, and here we actually have a gank coming from Wind. Mew taking down very low, the stun coming out against Mew, and it seems that the red buff as well as the ignite is going to take him down. The red buff being the one, no red buff, sorry, the ignite taking him down, and Wind's going in for the execute. Oh god, so messy.
Wind's getting that execution off onto Mew there. taking down the Pokemon. But on the other hand, Violet did a good job there, I felt, trying to get as much damage down on Zonda as possible because he was left untouched by both the jungler and the top laner, but was not able to pick him up just because of the positioning of Zonda, and the Slice and Dice was able to get him out alive.
Yeah, that's a very good gang. Wins has been, you know, kind of camping the lanes very early, and he's the one that's been making the plays in the lanes as well. And the Death Sentence kind of misses from our way. Lolita staying behind, just trying to farm as much under turret as possible, and a great Sonic Wave followed up by the Resonating Strike. The Acceleration Gate Shock Blast misses though, so unable to chunk next ABC down low.
ABC doing a good job of deciding to stay behind the minions there as soon as that Acceleration Gate came out. So that Shin should have used the Shock Blast into Acceleration Gate combo. Instead, they get the instant Acceleration Gate out, instant damage out. SFM really camping this mid lane hard. SFM might be in a lot of trouble. Gets the Q off onto the race, but is not able to escape from that much good damage coming out from the Azubu Taipei side. They went a little bit too deep there, I feel. Now, Shin might be in a bit of trouble. We're going to see next ABC and Wins put some good damage down. Shock Blast comes out, just misses out though. We're going to see Thresh rotate to this mid lane though. Shin's in a lot of trouble. Next ABC will pick that one up, even without the help of Thresh there. And I think that's exactly what Lewis needed to avoid.
Yeah, and they actually wanted to put a lot of aggression onto the next ABC and actually dive the turret with Mew, Fiddlesticks rotating to the lane. But they decided to make the dive even before Mew came down, so that kind of backfired on them because Wins was there to respond, and it allowed them to pick up 2 kills in the mid lane.
It sure did. I think SOFM and Shin were just really hyper aggressive there in a situation where they should not have been. They already had an advantage in this mid lane, being the Jace matchup with double Dorans already going up against a Nidalee.
And not to mention the first blood that they picked up.
Not to mention the first blood as well. SOFM could have put some pressure down, but the dive I felt was incredibly unnecessary.
Yeah, and it seems that it's going to be the League of Doran's Blades here for Lewis because they venture, and here we cut to the, not a replay.
Cut to us.
They cut to us.
Not a replay. That was the wrong Tricaster exit. That is what tells us we're going into a replay. But no, we are going back into the game very shortly.
The pause.
2 and 1. The Green and Pause League is now over. Back into the exciting Green and Premier League, guys. We're going to go and watch God JJ pick out some creep score, the minion score. There you go. Look at that auto attack. It's very nice.
I really like the hired gun Lucian skin.
So do I, but I just don't like the laning. I don't like Lucian going in the same lane as Thresh there. It's still funny. But look at this. I mean, you were right. League of Dorans, 3 Dorans blades on Pennon. It's meant to be the AB carry. We saw earlier. What is this? This is not ARAM. Well, Lewis, this is not ARAM. Please stop. They're going for a really heavy push on this mid tower. Listen to this, but this looks like a late 5-man push mid. Lolita's going to get the Death Sentence down. Does not get followed up with the second proc of it. It really looks like a late 5-man push down mid lane, but now we're going to see Rex is going to come in. Zonda gets a stun down onto Lolita. He gets exhausted straight away. SOFM gets taken out so low. The ultimate comes out from Lolita. Zonda might actually get taken down here, but Win will take out SOFM. Then Cannon will go down to Lucian, actually, and now the stun will go down to Mew. He is incredibly squishy. The spear will take it down so low. Lolita gets taken out in the background, and that delayed 5-man mid just did not work out for New Evolution Esports for Lewis.
And wow, that Acceleration Gate Shock Blast snipe actually managing to take out our way, and it seems that Shin will just be able to get away and maybe even take that blue buff. It seems that next ABC is here to respond, and we may have the 2 mid laners duke it out for the blue buff. Shin is being pincered now by Wins. He actually gets a repel off. We may see the Cocoon coming in. Will the Cocoon hit? And it seems that Wins is not using the Cocoon just yet. The spear barely missing. The Cocoon now hits using the fight to actually try to secure the kill, but Shin, and yes, Wins manages to pick the kill. I thought Shin would actually get away from that. And here we have a replay coming in from the mid lane. So
take us through this.
Okay, so we actually have the Death Sentence hitting on Lolita, and we will see Renekton actually come in from the back and popping his Dominus to deal as much damage as possible. So hopefully the replay kind of speeds up a bit, and here we have Renekton coming in, and immediately the exhaust goes down and the culling coming out from the side. Lolita managed to get the AoE of the slicing Maelstrom out as much as possible, and finally we have here the cleanup crew coming in because only 3 of them actually being taken out at this point of time.
So I just had a look at the runes and masteries, well, not runes and masteries, stat page of Cannon here, played by Lolita, and we saw earlier today it was a A little bit of an unconventional AD nearly pickup by Exo from Mineski, but Cannon played by Lolita. He has 3 Doran Blades and a Ruby Crystal, but he has ability power and magic penetration. So this is very strange. Azubu TPS is just saying, you guys tried that 5-man delayed push. Now it's our turn. Let's return the favor. They're going to take down this tower of East. Shin taking so much damage from those pokes. Now we can really see how nearly get some good poke down. We see SOFM once again getting poked out.
Taken very low.
Yeah, taken very low by Azubu TPS, sorry.
Yeah, and they actually forces SOFM to back, so TPS may feel that they are strong enough to actually just brute force their way and take this turret, and a death sentence nearly hitting Lolita there. And at this point of time, unlike the earlier push by Full Lewis, we have all the ultimates up on both sides. So let's just see how it actually goes. And they actually manages to take out the middle turret easily without any aggression coming out from them.
I felt that Violet should have thrown down his ultimate there. I thought that would have been a perfect moment for him to do so. Full Lewis are not giving up to this. They went for a very short laning phase into a 5-man push down mid lane. They're not giving up on this strategy. They're just really trying their hardest to kind of cheese out Azubu Taipei snipers right now.
Yeah, and the culling here being used to clear out the wave, and a great acceleration shock blast to actually kind of chunk down and win from the side. Hoping to actually get the execute onto SOFM, and does get the execute onto SOFM. Zonda uses the Dominus, but the entire Full Lewis team just backs off running through the acceleration gate. And look at the amount of longswords on their team now.
My goodness, they just have so many very, very early items coming from Neolution Esports. Full Lewis right now, I don't agree with their strategy. If they were trying to cheese out Azubu Taipei snipers, which has been done before, not against Taipei snipers, but we have seen teams cheese out other teams before. You do it early on. You don't do it this late into the game. You don't go for an extended early game. You don't go for a short laning phase. That allows the opposition to pick up items they need to defend against that 5-man push. And you don't want to go behind early before you start this push. It kind of just looks like a desperation move right now from Full Lewis.
Yeah, I honestly did not expect Full Lewis to pull out any sort of cheese today, because I felt that they had the mechanics to try to duke it out in the lane against the Taipei snipers. And if they transition into the mid game with the team comp they have right now, I think they may be able to actually pull off some nice initiation. So it seems that they're just gonna play this mid lane game all day.
Especially with Violet taking these spears. Everybody's getting hit by spears thrown out by next ABC, and that's what's poking them out of lane so effectively. I was gonna say as well, I think that Lucian is like the best pick here, but SOFM's gonna get locked down by Zonda and wins. Picked up straight away by Zonda. Good pick up once again. That spear chunking Violet. He's not even gonna move. Violet's just gonna stand there and
wow,
disconnect. So that's quite
sportsmanlike. Oh my goodness,
that is very sportsmanlike coming up from Azubu TPS.
Very, very sportsmanlike. I thought Violet, just decided to let his fate, decide and allow TPS to take the kill, but TPS recognized that the side of Full Lewis has connection issues and decides to allow Violet to live. That is extremely good sportsmanship on the side of the snipers, something that we should see more.
Yes, we should see more.
We should see more, especially in solo queue.
It's not something they had to do either. Yes. I don't think that's ever gonna happen in solo queue, but it's not something that we'd expect them to do. We would have expected them to pick up the kill. We would have expected them to be browsing the shop, doing some really silly mistake here that he wasn't watching his champion, but they recognized he was disconnected. The pause came out right after as well. They just let him be there, trying to move down to the rush. It's good sportsmanship coming up from the Azubu Taipei Stars, but still, for Lewis, I really don't agree with the strategy implementing this game. And funny enough, Lucian pick against Full Lewis right now is one of the best picks they can do against this late push comp down mid lane, especially because the culling has just one of the best wave clear ultimates in the game next to bullet time.
Yes, and here we have Violet actually regaining control of his champion once more and just using it and walking off. And wow, the death sentence almost hitting on the Shin, and it seems that both teams are happy to play this mid-game push. The snipers are ready to fight this mid game. So it seems that you know, they're just gonna siege down mid lane, take the objectives where Zonda can actually just kind of push down the side lanes, and Azubu Taipei snipers confident enough to just go deep into the lane and try to deal as much damage as possible. And look at that burst combo coming out from God JJ. Oh, the cannon minion nearly taking shit down. And it seems that one by one, Neolution full Lewis is forced to back off their turrets, and Azubu Taipei snipers is just going to be happily pushing turrets, and we have Zonda free farming in the top lane.
So apparently the men and ladies behind the scene of the Green of Premier League like to troll me just then. I'm a little bit of a flu right now, and they decided to put a little image of me trying to keep the flu from spreading here by putting tissue to my nose. Thank you for that. That was very, 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 very sexy of me to be on screen like that. I thought it was a very good image of me right there.
Oh well. But it seems that Neolution full Lewis have decided to choose a completely different strategy. They beeline it all the way down to the bottom lane, hoping to get a outer turret in exchange for the inhibitor turret. I have to question that call. It seems that they're just gonna give out the inhibitor. Do you think it's actually because of the connection issues that they're kind of giving up right now?
I don't
they
think
don't
so.
want to fight the 5v5 game?
I don't think so. I mean, they have 25 minutes of pause left. I mean, they only use 5 minutes of pause early on. And look at this. TPS is saying, we're having none of that. You want a base race? We'll race you all the way to the next. And it just looks like TPS wants to do just that. Full Lewis not even going back to base right now. They're going for it. I mean, now the recall came out, but it's pretty much too late. TPS are going to take this game in 15 minutes.
Is this our shortest GPL game ever?
I'm not
I
sure.
know it's off the season, but is this our shortest
of the season? But I
game
don't know. I've
ever?
never casted the shortest game in the Green of Premier League, but I don't know. It could be, but
Wow.
wow. I'm speechless.
Yes.
I did not expect that coming out from for Lewis. I really did not.
I don't know. I honestly suspect it could have been some connection issues that may have kind of faulted for them. I'm not sure at all. Wow.
Yeah.
And
so
there's not much to talk about this game. I mean, full Lewis decides to go for early and many Doran's blades. Doran's is now